Welcome back to Insurance Therapy with Sasha, where the tea is hot, but the lesson is hotter. We talk about the money, Medicare, Medicaid, nursing home, legal, and family nightmares people often do not learn about until life is already loud. Today's episode is serious. We are talking about guardianship and how something that is supposed to protect a vulnerable person can sometimes end up hurting the very person it was supposed to help. This episode is inspired by a real guardianship story, but I am not using the exact names. The point is not to attack a family. The point is to learn from what happened before another family ends up in the same kind of pain. And baby, this one is sad. Because sometimes the most dangerous sentence in a family is, "We'll figure it out later." Guardianship can begin when someone is believed to be unable to manage their personal, medical, or financial decisions. Sometimes that person has dementia. Sometimes they had a stroke. Sometimes they are in the hospital. Sometimes they are elderly, confused, or physically unable to care for themselves. And in many cases, families are trying to do the right thing. But once the court becomes involved, things can move in a direction the family never expected. The court may appoint attorneys, evaluators, guardians, accountants, or professional decision makers. Fees may begin. Assets may be reviewed. Bank accounts may be controlled. Property may be questioned. Family members may be pushed aside. And the person who needed care may lose control over their own life, their own money, and sometimes even their own home. That is the part people do not understand until they are inside the system. What if you tried to protect your mother and ended up watching strangers take control of her money? What if you already had paperwork, already had family involved, already thought you were doing things the right way, but the court still stepped in? What if the guardianship process became so expensive, so confusing, and so painful that the family spent years fighting just to be heard? That is the kind of story we are talking about today. And the question is not just, how did this happen? The real question is, how can another family avoid this? Let's call her Miss Grace. Miss Grace was an elderly mother with serious memory problems. Her family knew she needed help. She had been diagnosed with dementia years earlier. Her husband and adult child were involved in her care. They believed they were protecting her. They believed they had legal tools in place. They believed the court would see that they were family and allow them to help manage her needs. But once the guardianship process started, things did not go the way they expected. Instead of the family simply being allowed to help, court-appointed professionals became involved. Attorneys, guardians, accountants, evaluators, people the family did not know. And suddenly, decisions about Miss Grace's money, property, and care were no longer fully in the family's hands. Her husband still loved her. Her child still wanted to protect her, but control had shifted. And here is where the story becomes painful. The family believed money had already been mishandled before the guardianship. They wanted answers. They wanted accountability. They wanted protection for Miss Grace's assets. But instead of feeling protected, they felt attacked, dismissed, and drained. Court-appointed people were paid from the family's money. Professionals billed for their time. Accounts were reviewed. Hearings continued. More people became involved. The family felt like every step created another bill. And Miss Grace, the woman at the center of it all, she was vulnerable. She had dementia. She needed peace, stability, and loving care. But the process around her became a storm. Her family said they watched assets get depleted. They said fees kept coming. They said decision makers controlled money, but did not always focus on the care and dignity of the person who needed help. That is what makes this so heartbreaking, because guardianship is supposed to protect people. But when it goes wrong, it can feel like the person becomes a case file, the family becomes an enemy, and the estate becomes a paycheck. And baby, that is a terrible feeling. To love someone and feel powerless. to know their history and be treated like a problem, to see the family's money go toward legal fees instead of care, to watch years of work, savings, and sacrifice get swallowed by a system the family did not understand. This is why we have to talk about it, not to scare people, to wake people up. How could this have been avoided? Now, let me be careful. Every state has different laws. Every family situation is different. And guardianship is sometimes necessary when a person truly cannot make safe decisions and there is no better option. But there are strategies that may reduce the risk of ending up in a guardianship crisis. Number one, get your documents done early. Do not wait until dementia is advanced. Do not wait until a stroke. Do not wait until the hospital calls. Do not wait until your parent is confused and the family is arguing in the hallway. Talk to an elder law attorney and ask about a durable power of attorney, a healthcare proxy, an advance directive, a living will, HIPAA authorization, trust planning if appropriate, clear written instructions. Because I'm her daughter or I'm his son does not automatically mean the bank, hospital, nursing home, or court will give you authority. Love matters, but paperwork speaks in places where love has no legal password. Number two, choose decision makers carefully. Do not name someone just because they are the oldest child, the loudest child, or the child who lives closest. Choose someone who is responsible, honest, organized, calm under pressure, and willing to communicate with the family. And name backups, because sometimes the first person cannot serve. Sometimes they get sick. Sometimes they move. Sometimes they pass away. Sometimes they are not the right person anymore. Number three, have the uncomfortable family meeting. Talk about money. Talk about care. Talk about nursing home preferences. Talk about who will help. Talk about who should not be in control. Talk about the house. Talk about bank accounts. Talk about caregiving. Do not wait until everybody is emotional and one person is yelling, "Mama told me I was in charge." Baby, if Mama told you, but Mama did not write it down, we may have a problem. Number four, keep records. If you are helping a parent, keep clean records, receipts, bank statements, caregiver payments, medication costs, home care expenses, doctor appointments, letters from professionals. Good records can protect the person receiving care and the family member helping them. Because when money is involved, confusion can turn into accusations real fast. Number five, no alternatives to guardianship. Ask about less restrictive options before guardianship. Could supported decision-making work? Could a power of attorney work? Could a representative payee help with benefits? Could a trust structure help? Could family mediation help before going to court? Guardianship should not always be the first tool pulled out of the box. Sometimes it is necessary, but sometimes it is a sledgehammer when the family needed a key. Number six, get professional advice before filing anything in court. A guardianship petition can open a door that may be hard to close. Before filing, ask, what happens after we file? Who can be appointed? What rights could my loved one lose? Who pays the court-appointed professionals? Can the court appoint someone outside the family? Can assets be sold? Can fees come out of the estate? Are there alternatives? Do not sign paperwork just because someone says, this is the only way. Ask questions. Get a second opinion if needed, because the wrong legal move can change the whole family's future. The tragedy in this story is not just legal, it is emotional. A vulnerable mother needed care. A family wanted protection. A court process took over. Money was drained. Trust was broken. And the family felt like they lost more than assets. They lost peace. So today's message is simple. Do not wait until crisis to plan. Do not assume the court will automatically understand your family. Do not assume good intentions are enough. Do not assume your loved one's home, savings, care, and dignity are protected just because everyone means well. Put the plan in writing while your loved one still has capacity. Choose trusted people. Talk openly. Keep records. Ask about alternatives. And speak with an elder law attorney or qualified professional before the court has to step in. This content is for educational purposes only and is not legal, financial, tax, Medicare, Medicaid, guardianship, or insurance advice. Always consult a qualified professional about your specific situation. Thank you for watching Insurance Therapy with Sasha, where the tea is hot, but the lesson is hotter. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember, guardianship may be designed for protection, but without planning, it can become a painful loss of control. Baby, protect your voice, your family, and your legacy before a stranger gets a seat at the table.